Hi friends, in the frames we have a song, poem you can say, a song, Blowing in the Wind, Blowing in the Wind. The full form of blowing is, blowing, blowing, see it is written here. The G is omitted, so instead of that G, you have got an apostrophe there. It's blowing in the wind. Now, what is the meaning of the title? Something is blowing in the wind means it's uncertain. No certainty. Nobody knows where will it go. Nobody knows where will it land. Nobody knows when will it land. Nobody knows what will happen to it. So that is uncertainty. That is total uncertainty. That is blowing in the wind. Blowing in the wind is repeated in this poem, blowing in the wind. What is so uncertain? Uncertainty is about the questions asked in this poem. The poem is a series of questions, where the question, the person who asks the question does not expect an answer, and also he is not going to give an answer. It is an open-ended. For example, in political speeches and so on, people say no. People ask questions like that. Isn't it? What have they done to you? Who? What is going on here? The person who is asking the question, he is not bothered about that. Same with the audience also. Such questions are called rhetorical questions. R-H-E-T-O-R-I-C-A-L. Rhetorical questions. Why do we ask rhetorical questions? To reinforce a point or to emphasize, for emphasis, for emphasizing purpose. To make something emphatic. How many students have passed from this institution in the first try? Nobody knows. nobody wants to know. Nobody says you are interested in giving the answer also. Or nobody expects an answer. Such questions are called rhetorical questions. So the poem is, you can see a number of them, rhetorical questions. Understand? And the poem has got 3 stanzas. Each stanza has 8 lines. A stanza is an Italian word. It means a room. But a paragraph in a poem is known as a stanza. A room, you can say. So here you have 3 rooms. And the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. That is repeated at the end of every stanza. So such repetitions are called a refrain. R-E-F-R-A-I-N, refrain. So you have got 3 refrains also in this poem. Series of questions and also rhetorical questions and a refrain and refrain. So repeating. Now about the author, you can see Bob Dylan, very famous. Very famous means he is one of the greatest songwriters of all times. We have got 2 such songwriters now in Malayalam. Vailar, O.N.V. Kurupsa is the greatest songwriters in Malayalam. Now he was awarded Nobel Prize for Literature in 2016. And the citation means a statement given by the committee says, for having created new poetic expressions within the great American song tradition. That is the reason why he has been awarded. He has created new expressions. The great tradition, the great American song tradition. Rock music and so on, rock. Song tradition, great song tradition. And he was born, his name actually was Robert Allen Zimmerman. Robert Allen Zimmerman. But popularly he is known as Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan. Many people do, they have got their popular name. He's a very important figure in popular culture. We have got a very important figure. We had a very important figure in popular culture, Kalabho and Mani. Isn't it? You remember? Yes. Writing about, you must have heard his songs and some popular songs. So that is. So one of the greatest songwriters of all times, American singer, songwriter, author, visual artist, a major figure in the popular culture. Just now I told you about Kalabho and Mani, something like that. A career spanning 60 years. 60 years. That is a devotion. Actually, he had a devotion for this. It's not a profession, but a vocation. And a champion of anti-war and civil rights movement. Anti-war poems. Civil rights movement, 1960s America, 1960s. The black Americans rose up in revolt for equal rights. They were considered as low-class citizens. Because you remember Abraham Lincoln, the great Abraham Lincoln. And also you might have come across that speech by Martin Luther King Jr., I have a dream. You can search it and you can find it in YouTube, you can find it in Google, you can listen to that. You must listen to that. I have a dream. That's about this equality. Black Americans should have equal rights as the white Americans. So there is a movement for that. That movement is known as civil rights movement. And anti-war, that is against war. 3 songs he wrote, and both these songs, they have become anthems. National anthem, national song. Anthem means a song. So they are one the Blowing in the Wind. It's an anthem of the civil rights movement. Another one was the times they are changing. Here also you can see that G is missing. Instead he has put an apostrophe. The times they are changing. The first one was Blowing in the Wind. So both these are anthems for they are used as anthems by civil rights movement people. And also those who are supporting anti-war movements. Anti means against. Anti-war movements. This is actually a song written in 1963. As I told you, this is a song, so it has to be sung. You can listen to this song sung by Bob Dylan himself. You can listen. Or you can also listen to this song sung by Usha. The YouTube is there. Google is there. You can search, you can find that. Very beautiful, accompanied by guitar. Something like this. I don't exactly say, something like la 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 la. That means, how many roads must a man walk down before we call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Yes, and how many times must the cannonball fly before they are forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Something like this. Please forgive me for singing. Something like that. All the stanzas are sung in the same way. La 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 la. La 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 la. Like that. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? So that is how it is sung. You can do it in groups in your class or alone, or you can enjoy listening this song sung by Bob Dylan himself. Okay. That's very fine. Alright. Now, as I told you, an anti-war and pro-civil rights movement song. The two, one is blowing in the wind and the other is this one. A song by Bob Dylan, anthem of civil rights movement, written in 1963. So, a song by Bob Dylan. Civil rights, I think you got that idea now. So, he's asking questions like this. So then, how many battles we have to fight? And says, how many times should guns like Bofors gun, you must have seen. See, used against people. Then it's asking, when will the pride of these authorities go? When will they have time to listen to the cries of the poor suffering people? Like that, he is asking a series of questions. That is the main, you can see that is the poem is all about. Anti-war, pro means for civil rights. Civil rights means black Americans should have equal rights as the white Americans. That was not the case before that. Before Abraham Lincoln, it was not like that. And I already told you, you must listen to that speech by Martin Luther King Jr., I have a dream. And after listening to that and keeping these points in your mind, from tomorrow we will start reading the poem. And in the meantime, I humbly request you, whatever way possible, see, just as I have done, you can sing, try to sing. Yes, yes, and how many years can mountains exist before it is washed to the sea? Yes, and how many years can some people exist before they are allowed to be free? Yes, and how many times can a mountain head and pretend that just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. That means what? The answer is uncertain. You don't know. For years, people have been trying, fighting for their freedom, justice, equality. You know the French Revolution, isn't it? Isn't it? Liberty, equality, fraternity. That's the same idea, but put in a different way. Same idea I told you now, Martin Luther King. I have a dream, that great speech. Same idea. And what about our own civil disobedience movement? Same idea. That is, we should have a freedom. We should have independence. Isn't it? Freedom is our right. Gopala Krishna Gokhale. You remember that name? When you studied history, probably you might have come across this. Freedom is my birthright. This is what Bob Dylan also says, but of course in a different way. Yes, and how many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? Yes, and how many years must one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. So we will see. Please do some groundwork, background work. Two things you do. One, you listen to Bob Dylan singing this song. Then secondly, you listen to the speech made by Martin Luther King Jr. beginning, I have a dream. Bye.